Hello, guys. It's Mrs.Z. It's a grade 5 mission 2, lesson 23, word problem. Okay. The rectangular room measured 224 square feet. When they say square feet, it means that this is the areas. Feet squared. So that is area. So area equals 224 feet squared. Okay, one side of the room. So that means one side of the room could be the width. For example, let's see, width of room is 14 feet equals 14 feet. And then they say what is perimeter of the room. So what they want us to find all this length that is around that rectangular room. All right, so if I take my tool and make that rectangular model, see that I like to this. Okay, so that would be that room. So area we already know, 224 square feet. Inside are that many squares. We also know that width is 14 feet. So because we know area and we don't know one side, what is missing is the other side. So length is unknown, which we have to figure it out. And it so when you have the area calculation, area is same as length times width. So if I already have an area and I do have a one side, the solution to find L is going to be if you take area and you divide by the one length that you have. It could also be or the if you are looking for W, it would be also W would equal area divided by L. Depend on which side you are which side is unknown. So right now, knowing that you have the area, you need to divide by 14 to get unknown length. So if we do that, 224 divided in groups of 14. Our group is 14. We're going to go standard algorithm, one number at a time. So if you have 2, can you make a group of 14? No. 0 group of 14 I can make. If you go with 22, is there a group of 14 in 22? Yes, there is one group. 1 times 14 is 14. When you subtract, you're going to have a leftover. But we're not done because we have one more digit on the side, remember? So that means I can give you 4 when I have 2, so I have to regroup. Make that 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 minus 4 is so 8, because 8 plus 4 makes 12. So I have 1 minus 1 is nothing, so leftover is 8. And then I have to bring down the last digit, which is 4. Now I have 84. If I have 84, how many groups of 14 are in there? So you can round to 15 and think about 15 is 30 and 15 45 and 15 is, you can do that and you can guess what would be the multiplication. But I see that 14, it's one group, is better solution. So here is 2 groups of 14, that is 28. I'm going to go all the way to 84 and see how many groups can be in that number of groups of 14. 14, that's 3 groups. 2, remember 1, so that is 42. If I add 14, that will be my 4th, and that is 56. Now add 14 again, and that would be 5th group. 0, remember 1, that is 70. And then if I add 14 one more time, that is 6. So that is perfect number. Hold on, you can see, sorry. Okay, so there is, if I start adding, you ask yourself, how many 14s are in 84? So there is 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups. There are 6 groups of 14 in 84, and that I have my solution. My solution is 16. 16 groups of 14 are in the 224, but 6 times 14 is 84. And don't forget that at the end you have to have a 0, unless you have to keep dividing. But right now it's a perfect number because I have no leftover. I share all the groups of 14, and I made 16 of them in that 224. So what that means is that length is equals to 16 feet. And we can check if our calculation was correct. We can do 16 times 14. Okay, 6 times 4 is 24. Remember 2. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Put 0 for 4 for once, and 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. You add them together and you got yourself 224. So our answer was correct. Okay, so that's how we found the length. So now we know what the length is, and we know what width is. So if we know that, we also can find perimeter, because that's what is the perimeter of the room. So if I go and draw, I have more room, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make that room again, drawing. Okay, so to find perimeter, guys, you have to add all the lengths around the room. So you will have 2 lengths, and you will have 2 W's, 2 widths. So width, this width is 14 feet, and this is also 14 feet. I'm gonna, okay, and the length is, now we know, 16 feet, and this is also 16 feet. So perimeter is adding this plus this plus this and plus this. That is perimeter. So we have some rules that we can use to shorten it. We can say 2 times 2, and then I'm not putting the multiplication here, but this is invisible multiplication, and this 5th grade needs to know that. 2 times, I can add a 14 plus 16, look, 1 time and then 1 more time. So this plus this. So I could do 16 plus 14 twice. That's one way of seeing it. Another way is, if you do perimeter, you have 2 widths, so 2W, 2 times 14, and then you also can add 2 times 16. So either way, the answer is going to be the same. So perimeter is 2 times 14 is 28. And 2 times 16, 2 times 6 is 12. Remember 110. 2 times 10 is 20, plus 10 is 30. And then perimeter is 28 plus 30. If you think 2 and 8 makes 10, that's a 0. And then 2 plus 3 is 5 tenths, plus 1 more 10 is 6 tenths. So 60 feet is perimeter of it. And this is the same thing. This is like 2 times 14, look, and 2 times 16. 2 times 14, 2 times 16. So that is the you could, this leads to this. Okay, so that was, now we need to write answer. What is perimeter of the room? The perimeter of the room is 60 feet. 60 feet. And that was lesson 23. And it was word problem. Okay. So let's see. That was the perimeter to find, and this was where we are looking for a length to do it. Okay, if I do and make it smaller, maybe you can see all of it at once. All right, just like if we can see all of it. All right, now I can. So that was all. Okay, I hope you like this, and see you next time. Appreciate you listening. Bye bye, guys.